Hello everyone, welcome to the Givers Gain podcast, and I'm your host Free, welcoming Adam Davies, who has been a BNI member for over a year now and have passed £42,000 in business. Let's have a chat with him. Hi Adam, could you please share us a little bit about your journey, your business, and how did you end up in BNI?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Adam Davies. I am the owner of Elite Energy Solutions. So we're a business that provides and installs solar PV, battery storage, EV chargers. I actually joined BNI because I was invited by somebody I'd quoted. Truth be told, I hadn't got the time to go to the meeting, and I only actually attended because I wanted to try and win that work. And on my first meeting that I attended, I decided to sign up because I could see the benefits straight away.
Okay. Which chapter do you go?
So it's BNI Bringstonley.
Okay.
I went to the chat. They were just shortly previously launched.
Was there an aha moment for you? So like when you realized that, BNI actually works?
I'll be honest, so there's a couple of things. So obviously the first one was when I went to the meeting, their first initial visit. As previously mentioned, I hadn't really got the time to join up. I hadn't got the intention to do it. And obviously I could see what the different businesses were doing in the room, and it made me want to be a part of that. So initially that initial meeting really got my attention and obviously made me join up. But it would have probably been around, I'd say about 6 months later, when I was looking at my pipeline and I realised that I'd got a 7-figure pipeline, which wasn't expected in my first year of being in business. And around 50-60% of that was BNI produced. So I thought, there was some real big money work that we've got to go for. And if I hadn't been at BNI, I wouldn't have had that pipeline opportunity.
Okay. Can you share a story about a great referral or connection that you've made through networking?
Yeah, so one of the targets we had when we started the business, to be fair, was to be able to get into house builders. It's a great market. It's about volume. There's tons of houses being built every year. But it is really hard to take a step into that industry when you're a small business yourself. So we actually got a referral through to a property developer, a local property developer, but somebody who works on a wide variation of properties. So it could be commercial buildings, sporting places like golf clubs, things like that. But they also build their own homes. And it proved to be a valuable referral financially. But also it was a great way of us dipping our toe in the water there, and we've got some real good case studies now that we can take to the larger house building companies across the country. And we're hoping now next year we've got a particular customer now that's not directly from that referral, but someone we're working alongside next year to be able to do on the new builds, which should give us around 1,000 homes to install on, which will pretty much 10-fold our revenue. So yeah, that was a really valuable referral to us.
So Adam, I just want to know why why your customers should come to you and not your competitors.
So I suppose the reason for this, it's one of the reasons we started up the business, to be fair, is we have got a lot of experience in this. I personally have got around 15 years of experience within renewable energies and temporary power within large construction projects. Worldwide. So I've worked in the Middle East, Central Europe, South America, covered a wide range of different sorts of projects. My business partner's done exactly the same from more of an operational perspective. But what we try and bring to the table that's a little bit different is a bit of honesty and transparency. We don't sign up to particular products. We don't tell you what they want you to hear. We find out what you require and sort a solution for you that's literally bespoke for you and your property, whether that be residential, commercial, industrial or off-grid. And it's just real people, real advice, and we care. We're not a large corporation, we'd like to be, but we're not there yet. I've got a little girl at home that relies on Dad being successful, and I'm only going to be successful if I'm honest and deliver a proper service. So that's what we pride ourselves on. And yeah, that's why we like to think that people come to us, because they see that excitement in us, and they see the passion, and they trust us.
So what is the one most important goal that you're working towards in this year?
To be financially comfortable, to be honest. I think there's a lot of people out there new to business that have been in business for years and that still find it, a struggle. This country's not set up for you to be successful. It is challenging. So to be financially sound, we'd love to become a 7-figure turnover business, which we do firmly believe we will do next year. And that will allow us to be able to reinvest within the business. We can grow our team. We can reinvest within marketing, do more things like this, to be fair. And bring a little bit back to the community. We're very passionate about working with local people, offering opportunities to people that might not be able to get them otherwise, and work with local charities, sporting teams, things like that. So the better we're doing as a business, the more we can bring that in. And to become a 7-figure turnover business would allow us to explore a lot of those opportunities.
Okay. Outside of work and networking and BNI, what do you enjoy doing?
Well, it depends how you look at this. I love football. I'm a Birmingham City fan, so some people might disagree that I love football and I just love Birmingham. But also, I've actually just decided to put my boots back on and I've signed for an over 35s team, which means I don't have to chase around all the young guns anymore. I can actually play at people that play the same pace as me. But yeah, football's my main passion. That's my go-to on a weekend. But I am also my little girl. I always say my most important job is dad. And yeah, she tests me. don't get me wrong, but yeah, anything I could do with my little girl, my family, and yeah, football.
Could you tell us that one leadership skill that you've developed through BNI and it wouldn't be possible if it was not for BNI?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, the big thing for me is it's communication. So I've always been employed, obviously, prior to setting up the business. And I'm dealing with customers that are already signed up to the company I'm employed to. So it's more of a case of managing that relationship rather than building it, if that makes sense. So the communication style I found I've had to adjust through running a business and looking for new clients. But within BNI in itself, obviously I took over as president as the chapter that I'm in. And what that helped me do, obviously we do a weekly meeting. So I'm presenting every week to people I know, obviously our members, but also to visitors and people that come and visit our chapter. So the presentation side of it, being able to stand in front of a group of people and try and keep them interested and motivated, obviously, for the week ahead. And this is a prime example of it as well. If somebody had said to me a couple of years ago, you'll be having lights shone on you and talking into microphones for a podcast, I'd have had a bit of a laugh at them, but here I am. So I think BNI has really helped me with that, to be fair, because I sort of threw in at the deep end in regards to the presidency and yeah, sort of hit the ground running with it, and I'm really enjoying it now. But having that weekly expectation and responsibility has made me grow in that way individually.
What's the biggest reason you think someone should start networking in or join BNI?
I think networking, obviously BNI it's a referral marketing more than networking. There's pros and cons. Let's be honest. It can be time consuming. And one thing I did find myself doing was putting myself around. I was here, there, and everywhere networking, and finding that I wasn't really getting the return that I needed on the time I was investing into that. So what BNI brought to me was the referral marketing side of it. So it was more of a case of these people are all actually helping me grow my business. I've got a sales team that I can't afford to employ. And it's really helped in that respect. But myself personally, it was my first week in business that I joined BNI, my first week full time. And I didn't have any friends in business. So I built up a network around me, which allowed me to earn just over £140,000 this year within BNI. But also I built a network of business owners around me, which made me far less lonely. It's a tough world to be in sometimes. Yeah. And it's nice to be able to talk to those people and understand that you're not on your own. My accountant is through BNI. Mm-hmm. And he has also took a part-time role as my counsellor as well, because some of the conversations we've had. But it's just nice to know you've got that team of people around you that otherwise you just wouldn't have had.
Also, what I've realized is actually when you talk to other business owners, they have similar sort of problems, because you think, oh, maybe I have this problem. Actually, no, a lot of people who are business owners have the same problem. So I completely understand what you're saying. Yeah, so if you can describe your BNI or networking journey in one word, what that would be?
Brilliant. And genuinely, I offer, like I said earlier, I offer transparency to our customers, and I'll offer transparency to the people watching this. I think without BNI this year, we might have struggled to survive. It got us through our first year. It's been brilliant, and now we've got an opportunity now next year to hit the 7-figure. That should be really a minimum we're targeting next year. And without BNI, I don't think we'd have had the opportunity to attack the year we've got ahead and be excited about it and what's to come. So yeah, it's been brilliant. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, well, you mentioned that you are a one-person company till now, and of course you're working with other people, and then actually targeting 7 figures is a really, really great achievement, I think. Yeah, and just out of this, what are the 3 things that you think that you stand by, like 3 virtues or 3 USPs that you think, like as a person you have, or your business, that you stand by and you want to continue that?
So there's 3 that relate to BNI as well, to be fair, because I think the BNI core values are very similar to what business owners have anyway. The building relationship side of it is one thing everyone says, but I think there's a reason for that. It's important. You cannot be a closed book. You can't be shut off from the world. If you want to succeed in business and you want your business to grow, you need to reach out.
Yeah.
You need to build relationships with potential clients, or people that can introduce you to potential clients that you would never have crossed paths with before. The innovation side of things, again, you've got to do things that can set you aside from the rest. We'd like to think that we are really innovative in the approach to performing the roles and the projects that we cross paths with. And you have to be innovative in your thinking as well to be able to do that. And then the other thing, to be fair, is it's just accountability. As you mentioned earlier, sometimes it's nice to see other people going through the same problems because you realise it's not you're not rubbish, you're human and you're learning. And if you hold yourself accountable, you will always find a way through. And you will always provide a service to customers, which means that they will talk positively about you. So I think accountability is hugely important, whether you're a one-man band, which I'm working on my own in the business at the moment, or whether you've got 100 staff, you're accountable for all those people. So yeah, those would be the 3 for me.
So you consider yourself a startup, right? So do you have, like, what I've heard from a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs is they don't have a backup or they don't have an investment. What do you think? Like, is investment really important for starting a business?
Yes. I'd love to say that we had that opportunity, and we didn't really. We had a small loan. When I say small loan, it was a large figure for an individual, but a small loan for the business. Let's say we're in an industry where things are expensive. Okay, so it's not the cheapest business to run, but it was so hard to get hold of that. And I do find that I think startup businesses and people new to business, it's one of the biggest challenges you come across, getting that financial help to overcome hurdles that are thrown at you pretty quickly. And it's all about being, you've got to be tenacious and you've got to keep exploring all avenues you've got. But the biggest challenge we have had in that first year is finance. We fortunately are in a position where we've survived the year. We've shown a lot of promise. We've built up a really strong pipeline, which, again, as mentioned, BNI has really helped. And that has now actually resulted in us getting investment in the last couple of weeks, which again builds up that promise for next year. So depending on what business you're running, on what industry you're in, is how important that investment is, obviously, to you. But for us personally, it's been massive, and it's been a huge challenge for us. But again, without beating the BNI drum, without the pipeline that we've built, we wouldn't have got the investment that we have done very recently. So exciting times again because we've got that.
Is there something that you're really proud of that you've achieved in the last year or just in your life in generally that you think that you're really proud of?
this.
Okay.
Owning a business, running one. I've always worked really hard, and I've had a really good career. I got paid very well. I got to travel to different countries. I'm very lucky in the career that I had, but I threw it all away. I handed my notice in and I left because I didn't want to think what if in 10, 20 years time. I didn't want to look back and think, oh, you bottled it. You didn't do it, Adam. Yeah. So me and Travis, my business partner, we've both sort of made that same leap of faith, and I'm proud that I've done that. It's working, touch wood, we're doing well, and I hope we're going to continue to do well and continue to grow. But at least now I can be proud to know that I took that leap and I tried. It took me a few years. There's always a reason not to, but I'm here now, and I'm proud of that.
Is there anything that you would like to end with? Any thoughts?
Right then. So I'll just go with the flow.
Okay, so just last question. Would you like to give an advice or suggestion to a person who's just thinking that, oh, should I join BNI? Is there something you'd like to tell that person? Like, for example, me, I've just joined 2 months ago, and Glenn actually gave me that push to join. And he just like, try it out for a year. Like, why not? Like, right? So is there something you would like to share as well, or just say that to that person?
I think, to be fair, the first thing for me is you have got to see, is it right for you? Yeah, and BNI will openly admit, and that's the point of having membership committees within the chapters and ensuring the right people are joining for the chapter and also for that individual. For me, it was the right thing because it was a relatively small investment for potentially a large gain. Yes. So initially, when you're looking at how this can benefit you. So look into that initially. But if you do take that plunge and you decide, yeah, I'm going to do this, you've got to throw everything you can into it. It's not something, you can't wait for things to land on your lap. The first 3 months, I focused solely on the people within the room of the chaps that I joined at Bringstonley. I wanted to build up the relationship, get to know those people, understand how I could help them, and obviously hoping in the process they would help me. Yeah. And they did. And that was, I joined in September, and I had a thought to it. I thought, once Christmas hits, I'm going to explore the wider BNI network. And I think that's vitally important. Once you've built those relationships, don't sit still. If you've got the luxury of being able to go and see other groups, if there's your seats available elsewhere, get out there and broaden your network as much as you can. Because around 50% of the 140,000 that I've got in myself this year was cross-chapter. So the BNI network is huge. Utilise it. You're not paying for one chapter, you're paying for the network. Yes. Get out there and meet everyone you can.
Okay, that's all from my side. Thank you so much for today.